Welcome to my kitchen, the Commodity Kitchen, where cooking is life and life is cooking. I'm a chef, you're a chef, we're all chefs, but we can work together. Now, I'd like to just make it clear, what I'm about to say is not financial advice. Don't take the chef's words too seriously. I just like to share my thoughts. What? What do you want? What? You're not getting my gold, pal. What do you mean? Give me your gold. No, I'm not giving it to you. It's way too precious and rare and you're not getting any of it, pal. Not in this environment, not in this economy. Yeah, bye. Jerome loves gold and other stuff. As you can see right here. He's here to witness this fine presentation. Anyways, we've got copper news. It may not be as big copper news, but it is still important for me to just go off on a tangent on just how important this is. Right here, we got copper. I would just like to say, it's always important to realize these commodities ain't commodities for no reason. They're commodities because they help in things like your everyday life, your health, architecture, these big old buildings we have out here. What do you think built them up? Again, foundations are so important. And sometimes they're just overlooked just because you can't tell. But just because you can't tell doesn't mean they're not playing a role. You know what I mean? Yeah, Jerome knows what I mean. I almost forgot about this. I'm supposed to be using this as a microphone. And yet I've just left this at the sideline here. So let's go through this. Copper is important because it's used in the industrial machinery areas of the world. It's used for transportation, architecture, like I said before. It's a mineral you need to stay healthy. Very important things. It helps for complicated stuff such as electrical grids. Copper does the work there. We need to give some respect. Let's just give 5 seconds of appreciation. Yeah, you deserve that copper. You earned this. Alright, so this article says, well, its title is Commodity Watch. Copper futures recover on higher spot demand. Higher spot demand. Why higher spot demand? You see, that's the kind of questions you need to be asking yourself. You have to ask yourself, why are important people, as well as, average people, so interested, so invested in these commodities? Well, it's because no matter how important you are, you can't overlook the fundamentals. You can't overlook the importance of things that maybe, most people don't consider important, but are important and fundamental. Copper prices rose 0.22%, and they're $735.20 per kilogram in the futures market on the back of higher spot demand. Sorry if I read that a little weird. My reading's not always the best, okay? Analysts attribute the rise in copper prices to the raising of bets by participants. So, those future contracts, when you believe that the price of a commodity will be a lot higher, so you're trying to sell kind of low, so that you can really make a good profit. Makes sense. Maybe I should re-explain it. Sometimes I don't feel like the things I say make sense, but I understand what I'm trying to say. You're trying to buy low to sell high, or you're trying to buy whatever price because it's going to be way higher in the future. That's what these individuals are realizing. Individuals everywhere, big, small, people who understand just how important these things are, just how important these building blocks of life are. You cannot ignore it. It's always going to be important, and there's a reason it's a commodity, because its value never wavers. Not only is there a finite amount of it in the world, there's not that much for some of them, but it also has just a value that will never go away and will go up too in difficult situations across the world. Again, geopolitical tensions. So my copper news might not have been that much. Perhaps it'll be a bit more in the next videos that we make. But it's never not important to just keep reminding yourself just how important these things are. And maybe it'll take time for copper to even rise even more, but just keep in mind just how important it is. It's like when you're cooking, you gotta ask yourself, what ingredients make this stuff up? Because if it weren't for those ingredients, this food never would have come out, the news you've all been waiting for. Gold news. There's a lot of things going on in the world. I know personally I don't understand all of it, but I do understand a good amount, I would say. Maybe just a little, maybe a smidge, but you know. With gold's super important for everything. There's not a lot of it, and that's why it's so rare. But it's also so good because it helps, again, with electronics, in the medical industry, defense industry, all them industries use it. Everyone knows it, everyone loves it, and wants more of it, including me. Gold gains as rising Fed rate cuts bets boost appeal. Hopefully I read that correctly. So, the US annual inflation slows further below 3% in November. Although you might not feel that when you're just getting your ingredients to go, bake up some brownies or something. You might not feel that. But it's saying there's annual inflation below 3%. As these situations around the world kind of worsen in a way, in a grimmer way, people are going to put their trust into those building blocks. Gold, one of them. One of the most important ones. And people will put their money into something that's, you could say, like, safer. Like, you always know in the end, no matter what happens, no matter what tragedies may occur, gold's value will remain very good because industries need it, countries need it, normal people may need it, It's valuable stuff. You cannot deny the value of those kind of things. When people get scared, they take their money out of those banking systems, out of things that aren't that trustworthy. Especially with the fractional reserve banking, where they don't have all your money on hand. And when those people are taking all their money, as much money as they can, they're trying to put it into more trustworthy things that will constantly have value. Again, gold. But of course, you have to keep in mind, the banks don't have all the money, so it's pretty bad news when everybody gets afraid of when there's something bad and they're trying to take out all their money because the banks don't have it. Well, what can I do? I don't have all your money. What are you going to take from? It's not really good. It's not good news at all. But it's during moments like these where people just are reminded of how skeptical they should be when it comes to those kind of systems. I kind of forget where I was going with this, but I'm pretty sure it's about just how demand for gold is going to continue to rise. When things get worse, you go to those commodities for reassurance. Those commodities are our heroes, our saviors in life. They truly are. You know that someone's going to find one or more of them very important. That's why you hold on to it. Just quick reminder, no financial advice. No financial advice. This is a good reminder to subscribe. Subscribe and leave a like. Let's get our numbers up. Let's move to the value. I want to get the number of subscribers on my channel to be equivalent or greater than the value of gold. Sure, that may or may not be possible, but it's a funny thought. So let's see if we can actually make that happen. Let's have our numbers go up and beyond the value of gold, which might be difficult because it's probably going to keep increasing. But anyways, I'm so glad that you came here to join me and to hear my thoughts, whether good or bad. I'm really glad. I'm sure I gave you a lot of stuff to chew through, a lot of good food. You've just eaten a whole full course meal, whether you realize it or not. A whole full course meal of things to think about. And it really all just equates to, again, remembering the foundations of these metaphorical buildings and making sure that you keep an eye on them, because once those foundations go away, what will happen to the building? The building will collapse unless it has like more of a foundation on top of that foundation. Which I don't really think could do much, but I don't really know. This has been your Commodity Kitchen. I hope you enjoyed the meal I just gave you. Hope you enjoyed that. Now the only thing to do is to relax, and I will see you again soon. Today's exotic food of the day, dessert or food, could be either one, is Japanese souffle pancakes! Fluffy, jiggly, and sugary pancakes made with souffle techniques. Delicious.